time.
Thanks, Kelly. That's awesome. Way to start the show. For the listeners and the viewers, welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 260 for June 7th, 2018. I am one of your hosts, Brian Bolivar.
And I'm Kelly.
I guess, and I'm Adriel. Yeah, it's going to be one of those shows.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay, folks who are listening, this is what I have to work with. I feel like I'm LeBron and I have no supporting cast, except I'm not LeBron. I'm not nearly that good.
No, you're not.
No. So that was a really poor analogy in retrospect. Yeah, that was a mistake. Anyway, okay, why don't we get into what we did in guns, which is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center, Canada's premier firearms retailer. Right now, Calgary Shooting Center is selling the Colt DeMaco SA 15.7 for $1,979, and it comes with the Troy folding rear sight, Otis cleaning kit, a sling, a magazine, and a lock. So this is basically the limited edition package that came out several years ago that they're continuing to reissue. So whatever. It's cool. They're nice rifles. I really like mine. But
this is the same thing as you get in the Army, right?
Not exactly, no. Very, very close from a technical standpoint. It doesn't have that little extra that the full auto sear.
The fun switch?
We can't have those. And I'm pretty sure the rifles that are issued in the Canadian Forces don't come with a Troy folding rear sight. They actually have an Elcan optical sight on them, so a little different that way. But they're nice rifles. They shoot great. Pretty happy with mine. Okay, cool. Let's get into what we've actually done in guns. And I vote that Adriel goes first.
Yay.
Oh, I gotta scroll down to my stuff. Okay, the shirts came in, so we have 100 Slamfire shirts in my closet now.
How many did you get on your son?
32 on the bigger one.
Why did you stop at 32? Like, come on. I did.
So he was game for more, but at 2XL, that's the size that they were on him. So like you can only stack them on so big, and as soon as they're at the 2XL size, any more and the shirts would start to stretch. So I didn't really want to stretch our nice shirts. So I stopped at 32, but 32 was pretty funny looking.
He was cute.
He did seem a little top heavy with that.
A little bit top heavy, a little bit hot. I'm hot, Dad. And they can only move their arms like this much. They couldn't like help out with putting on the shirt.
That's awesome.
That was the first thing that came through my mind too. I opened up that box. I'm like, oh man, look at all these shirts. I wonder how many I can fit on a kid.
The child services probably wants to talk to you. So the listeners who get a shirt, they're not like game worn shirts, but they have been worn by
how old is he?
Kids of the show.
I put him on both of them. As soon as I did the other one was like, well, now it's my turn. So once or twice or 0 times. There's only there's 100 shirts and only put it 30 on each kid. So something like that. Now I have to figure out like what's the best way to ship these. So I've got some different people with some different sizes that have emailed me, and now I've got to figure out how to ship these stupid things out. Or hand deliver where possible.
Yeah, that sounds...
Hand delivery is the cheapest option.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do for the charity shoot is bring a bunch out there for anyone who's hit the threshold of Patreon donations. I'll bring up the shirts and we'll give them out right then and there.
Awesome, good idea.
Yeah. Nice. Until then, I want to send lots out because I got like it's taking up half my closet. It's 100 shirts.
Yeah, that would be lots. Yeah, too many. Yeah, you're right. You should get rid of those because we don't want you to have them. We want the listeners to have them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to wear 101 shirt. Maybe like 1 or 2.
Just think, that's 100 days without having to wash clothes.
Oh man.
Yeah, that is
wear the same shirt twice.
That is living the life of the extremely rich. Oh, I've worn this shirt. I'm going to toss it away. I'm not even going to wash it. I'm just going to get another brand new shirt out of my closet.
Wow. I just need them monogrammed with my like initials or something like that. Maybe for the next 100 shirts.
Anyway.
All right. I did a bunch of orders. So on Friday, I ordered stuff from True North Arms, Questar, and what was the other one? It's gone. It'll come back in a second here. So I ordered some anti-walk pins because True North Arms had some at a reasonable price. Ordered 13 LAR mags from Questar.
Mm-hmm.
They have the 10-rounder ACS, and some of the different 3-gun matches I go to say LAR mags only. That's a max. So I'm going to, well, I'm not going to. I already have a bunch of those now. And I'm going to run the flat mag couplers on them. So they kind of look like a 20 mag stick when you've got them coupled there. And the idea is once you're out on the first one, you reach around with your hand upside down, drop it, and then pop it right back in. So it's a very quick way of running 20 rounds.
Have you practiced with that a whole lot?
No.
Okay. Because
I've seen some of the guys running them at my local 3-gun match, and it's fine as long as you have to make sure to grab them upside down and then pop them back up. But
yeah, my concern, I think, for me would be that I would do that every time. So even though the mag on the bottom is empty, I would then reinsert the empty mag. That, yeah.
Strictly speaking, it's quicker to dump the mag and grab a new one from your belt. But as we're Canadians, what do you do with a 10-round LAR mag? Well, you can get one of those GS designs like printed followers that like adds extensions to it. But now like how many mags can you actually fit on your belt for your AR? 2, 4 if you want to get extreme, or you can just couple these and run 2. So I'm going to run 2 coupled ones, which will give me 40 rounds, plenty for a 3-gun match, right? Or 3-gun stage. Yeah, just as a space compactness kind of a thing, right? Make it efficient. Let's see. That's the other one I ordered from Tenda. I ordered 250 slugs. They had these low recoil. I can't remember what kind of slugs they were Fiocchi or something like that. 250 for like $170 or something like that. So quite reasonable. So I ordered a bunch of those. I ordered a whole whack of 17 WSM ammo, both the 20 grain Hornady stuff and the 25 grain stuff. So we'll see if any of that runs. Hopefully it does, because I'm going to go shoot some gophers this weekend. Let's see here. True North Arms also has these RCMP guy stickers. I ordered a bunch of those. They're like these little PVC stickers are like, if you know what I'm talking about, the RCMP guy just under like bunny ears, and that's good enough. And I ordered an M-Lock QD mount, and that's because that WK180C is starting to get around the time when they're going to start shipping in, weeks, like 3 to 8 to 10 weeks kind of a thing. So
that's months, by the way. If you get, once you get into months, more than 4 weeks, you're into months. That's how the math works.
Yeah. No, so I mean, some of those might be coming in, and that's okay. So I'll I want the QD mount because it's got a QD mount on the back, and I'll run a 2-point sling. If I'm going to go hunt with this thing, I want a 2-point sling because that's more control on a rifle. 1-point sling is like not fantastic for that kind of thing.
Yep, I would agree. Yep.
Yeah. On Sunday, we had a work day at the range, and we had a good turnout. We had 15 people show up. Kind of what we did was we promised, okay, if you show up for the work day, you're also in the skills and drills. So anyone who showed up got a spot in the skills and drills, and so we had about 15 people out, and we built a whole bunch of walls and bases. We run 2x4 walls, which are heavy but super durable. We leave all our stuff outside in the weather like all year round, and the ones that were built like 4 years ago are still like impeccable. We haven't had to repair any of them. So 2x4 heavy but super durable, so and cheap too. So why not? I made a bunch of bases, walls, painted a whole bunch of stuff, repaired a bunch of targets. We took our MGM poppers and we turned them. So I don't know if do you guys ever do this? Your AR 500 targets, after you shoot them for a while, they start to bow a little bit and bend because of just like getting hit a lot. And MGM actually recommends just turn them so that the cupped unshot edge face is the new one, and even it out. So we did that to a bunch of our targets as well, and tested them, and they ran just fine. We've been testing our flasher targets, those T1000s. We're starting to take them out to like pretty long distances, and we're finding out that the accelerometer on there doesn't work 100% reliably when you're hitting them with a tiny little 55 grain pill on a big steel target. So we're going to need something that to test it, something that'll swing a little bit more easily, because it's not activating if we hit it from too far with too big and unmoving of a target.
How far is too far?
Still testing. So
Okay.
the last one we ran was 500 meters with a target that didn't move a lot. It wasn't like on chains or anything like that, and it was activating 75% of the time. So we need to get 100% reliability on this thing if we're going to use it like in matches.
Yeah.
And so that's the next thing we're going to be trying with that.
Just out of curiosity, have you tried the same steel plate with like a heavier bullet, like a 69 grain or 77?
Yeah, I mean the heavier stuff will bring more energy on plate. We've also tried like 9mm or like closer up, and it seems to be a foot energy transferred to the plate kind of a thing. So you need that plate to suddenly move to get the accelerometer to trigger.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just have someone downrange with a stick, and when they hear the ding, they push it. You know? Or is that sort of defeating the purpose?
Yes.
Is that It's not quite okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the way the range is set up, we could have someone behind one of the berms that would be totally safe and could listen, but boy, what a crappy job that would be for the day. Go sit in the sun and tell us when we get hits, wave a flag where in the line of fire.
Well, it's kind of like working at the butts in like a gallery range. It's not the end of the world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it. Anyway.
Yeah.
I understand that's not what you're after.
Yeah, I had a bunch of SKS ammo that I get really like OCD about ammo in tins. So I've got almost all my stuff in these 50 cal tins, and my SKS. I had a bunch of 7.62x39 that just wouldn't fit, so I had to take my SKS out and get rid of that stuff. It wasn't no good anymore because it didn't fit. And surprisingly good at just hitting stuff at distance. So I was like, I brought it out and I showed the guys. I'm like, hey, you want to bet I can hit some targets with this thing? And we're like 200, and the 200, yeah, offhand, 200 yards. We'll start hitting some steel at offhand with that thing. What about 300? Yeah, no problem. What about 500? Okay, well, I'll use a rest for that, but just zip that rear sight up to 500 and first two, no problem. Bing, bing. So it's just kind of like emboldened me a little bit in asking the guys at 3-gun to be shooting at longer distances with their ARs. Like if you can take a rack grade SKS like out of the box, rip that little like adjuster on the back there to the 5 mark, and then start making hits at 500 yards on decent sized targets. You should be able to do the same thing with your AR, your nice accurate AR that's flinging out bullets a lot faster, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's been my experience. People get really hung up about distance, and they think that it's a really hard thing to do until they just try it, and then they're like, "Oh, that's not that hard."
You need a session or two to like really iron things out in your rifle, and then it's not a big problem. But I've seen a lot of guys show up and just be like, "Oh, I only kind of sighted in on the 50." It's like, dude, you're done. You can try, but it's gonna be pretty frustrating, right?
I have never understood people who they get to zeroing and they're like, they quickly get to good enough. I don't want to do this anymore. Really? You're here. Get it pretty close to perfect. Like
they don't have
the time, but they just get all I don't know.
Yeah, that 3 inches that you're out at 100 is going to make a big difference when you're out at 5, right?
Well, and the other thing, they don't really understand what zeroing is. The center of your group is where you're zeroed. If you have one shot to the left and one shot to the right, and one shot above and one shot to the underneath, the bullseye, okay, you're centered on the bullseye. That's it. You're zeroed. That is where your zero is. But they'll shoot one round. Oh, well, then I need to adjust my sights over here. Well, no, you got to shoot a couple more to see where the group is forming. They don't grasp that.
Yeah, you'll see that in hunting season. People will chase their bullets around the paper with their scope. It's so funny. Every shot adjust. And it's like you're just following impacts around the paper, and some of those are you, some of those are rifle, but like you're not getting any better sighted in with that thing.
Well, yeah, and these are sometimes you get people who are thinking, well, I need to have a nice half-inch cluster, and their rifle is not capable of grouping a half-inch. So then, yeah, they chase each bullet hole because they think it's shooting half-inch groups, which is just not happening. So,
yeah, exactly. Yep. We just got an email into the show just recently here, like today, from listener Ian. He's going to send me out an M17S to try out. This is the K-Man Arms bullpup AR-15 kind of a thing. Well, not AR-15, more like an AR-18 kind of a bullpup, but really cool. Want to try that thing out.
Is that in 5.56 or 308?
5.56.
Okay.
They've got both, but the one that he's sending is I think it's 5.56. Hope it is.
It's cheaper to task to 5.56 for sure.
Yeah, I got lots of stuff for that. Yeah, they're supposed to have actually really good triggers for a bullpup. They're supposed to be like an adjustable trigger, 4-pound kind of a thing. So
nice.
Should be pretty good.
Well, that's better than the sub.
Yeah, it's better than a sub. No, I don't get to keep it. I'm sending it back, but
right.
But it's still very nice of him to send it up for me to try out and review.
I hope he sends you like a coupon for Subway at least with it.
No, I think it's fine. I think you can go buy your own damn sub.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll make one.
Make one.
Works.
Yeah, I don't know, Adriel. Unless he sends you food, I don't think you should touch that gun. You should just leave it sit.
Just go burn a bunch of ammo. Don't take any footage or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
My review just says I don't like it.
And just send it back dirty.
Oh, this sounds cruel.
Oh man. Yeah.
Anyways,
now maybe this is why listeners don't send me guns. Maybe that's why. This might be
strong possibility.
Aren't you a sponsored shooter though? Like, come on.
Well, yeah, but
what? Never mind.
I haven't got a sandwich from any of my sponsors.
Oh, that's right.
Have you thought to ask?
No, it's really never occurred to me at all.
Hey, Ryan, he wants a sandwich. Come on.
No, actually, yeah, I don't. But
see,
what if you're on the range? Then do you want a sandwich?
Yeah, no.
Actually, I think he'd rather make his own sandwich.
Yeah,
I know, Brian.
Send me some chicken wings. I'm all over that.
Chicken.
Different.
Yeah.
Wings. All right. Anyways, let's keep going here.
I hope not. Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, this Saturday, I'm going to go to the 3-gun match in Lakeland. So the Cold Lake 3-gun match. I'm going to go attend that guy. I haven't hit him up this year yet, so I'm going to head out that way. And while I'm out there, next day I might as well go shoot some gophers. So I've got that 17 WSM, which is pretty hot and spicy, and we'll blow some gophers up, make them explode. So
explode.
Yes, explode.
That's S. That's not S-splode. Not
Super duper.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Anyways, that's me. Kelly, why don't you go next?
Okay, so Napanee Ladies Day happened on Saturday. I went out there with Kelly Kincaid and a bunch of other ladies from the CCFR. There was 45 women that came out, and most of them were brand new shooters. They got to shoot shotguns, AR-15s, 22 rifles, and pistols, and they had an amazing time. It was so... It was like the perfect day for shooting. And they also got to shoot some black powder at the end of the day and Sharps rifles as well. So it was really, really cool. All the money that was raised went to Breast Cancer Action Kingston. So that was awesome because of the fact that they don't get any funding other than donations from the community. So they got about $2,000 or $3,000 from us last year. And I think they're going to get the same amount as well. So they were super happy about that. And I just wanted to say thank you to all the ladies who came out, the CCFR ladies that did come out and help. It was awesome to spend some time with some pretty amazing ladies. There's lots of photos as well that we took and put them on the CCFR page too. So it was fun. They're having another one in September and they're pretty much sold out. I think they might have 1 or 2 more spots. So if you are interested in going to the September event, or if you know a lady that's in the Napanee, Ontario area that would like to go, you can actually contact the range there and see if there's any more spots, because yeah, another 45 ladies are going to shoot in September. And what else did I do? Oh, the next day I went to the range. I went to the range with Kelly Kincaid as well, and also a couple other people from the CCFR came out, and we shot. We shot Maple Seed Challenges, which was awesome. But I also got to shoot Kelly's new Colt 1911 that she bought at TACCOM. So that was fun. But the other thing that I got to shoot as well was my own CZ Shadow that I bought from Adriel, and it's my new favorite gun. It was awesome. I loved it. Yay!
What'd you like about it?
I like the fact that it has the trigger on it was like amazing. And what else did I like about it? Well, it's heavy, so flipperosity, not much. It's got a little pep to it, and it's super accurate, like 15 meters, group that size. It was awesome. I just liked it.
Yeah, I got to put some more rounds through my Shadow too, and I think I'm gonna run it at the Lakeland match, even though I'm not set up for it super well. So good.
And that's about it. I just really loved the CZ, so it was awesome. And yeah, lots of things going on still with the charity shoot, and getting a lot of response from that, and some positive response. So I'm going to give a shout out later in the show about that. But yeah. All right, Brian, you're up.
Cool. I'm just going to let the whole F word slide this episode.
What F word?
Flipperosity?
And I didn't even listen to the show last week, so I didn't hear you drop the F word last week. And I heard no listener feedback extolling my virtues, so none of that happened at all. It's all good.
People prefer flipperness.
What?
Flipper T? Yes.
Flippernicity. There you go. Anyway, all right. What did I do in guns? I've settled on the load that I'm going to use with the IBI barrel for service rifle this year, so I've started cranking out the ammunition.
Nice.
Now, the only thing that I'm not 100% set on is the overall velocity I'm getting. The average that my shooting crony is showing me is kind of high at about 28-80 feet per second, which I think is maybe not realistic. So I have a buddy who's actually got a lab radar. I'm going to meet him at the range this weekend, and we're going to check it against that just to see what my true velocity is more likely to be before I start doing dopes and wind corrections and that kind of stuff. Just gives me a chance to be a little more accurate with my guess about all that stuff. I was supposed to go to Milcon last weekend, but I had bad flu, so I stayed home. But I did. In spite of that, I did go to the range to get ready for that event, and I was zeroing in my lightweight 14.5-inch upper with that American Eagle 55 grain stuff that was on sale for at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
It's on sale for a reason.
It's crap.
Ooh, yuck. That upper really doesn't like it. I was getting like 4 to 5 inch groups at 100 with it. It shot okay, like maybe 3 inches with the match barrel, and somewhere in between with the Namaco, but it's not great stuff. So now
maybe you just need to go take a shooting course with Trevor or something like that.
It's possible. I maybe need to do all those things. Now I also shot. I have a little bit of my my 55 grain Cam Pro ammo that I've like my bulk load that I've used for a few years, and it shoots about half the size group. So if I'm getting into competition with 55 grain this year, I'll probably go back to the Cam Pro. I'll have to load some up. So it's just no point in trying to shoot for accuracy with that ammo. So I'll use it for stuff. It'll show up, but it is what it is. My gel ear cups showed up for my Howard Lights. So for a comparison, here's the gel. Here's the original.
Ooh.
Yeah. And like here, ooh, you can, it doesn't really move when you do stuff. It's like a board.
Yep.
Whereas this is
gels, aren't they nice? And you can wear them on in your
Now the ear
you
cups,
can just get those as extra add-ons.
Yep.
Yeah, they're available now. I got them through Amazon actually.
Yep.
Now they came to about $65 with shipping, so it's almost the cost of the Howard Lights, but it really makes it a whole lot better. Yeah. So
if you're wearing them for a full day, oh yeah.
So now these are my backup ear pro, but at least they're useful now because they actually seal properly too, especially around glasses and stuff. So that was a big
glasses
positive.
and the hat brim and all that kind of stuff.
All that crap. No, it's really, I'm very, very happy with that. Now you said you did some ordering through Questar. If I would have known that, I would have slipped something in your package. But anyway, I also got some stuff from Questar. I got my new funky trial pistol sight that everybody on Facebook thinks is awesome. I got it. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think that's the feedback that some people have.
No, nobody. Anyway,
Yeah,
it
putting
is
a red dot on there is fine, but like that thing, like people are just attacking.
Oh yeah, and to be fair, it is not a replacement for. It's sort of a red. No, it's not. It's. I don't know. Yeah, there. Can I get close enough where people can actually?
What's it called? The Seymour? What's it
See
called?
all. It's
See
a
all. Yeah.
See all. So basically, what it is, there's an etched reticle here in front, and then you look through a magnifying lens at the back, and it works similar in principle to the way a red dot works. You just put the triangle on the target, and that's where your bullet hits once you get it zeroed. I'm going to experiment with it this season. We'll see. Most of the competitions I'm in, I can use it. So we'll see what happens. I just wanted to try something different and something where I'm not trying to line up the front and rear sight. I'm just maybe just with my eyes, but I'm finding that to be a struggle lately. So we'll see. It does have problems. It obscures the sight picture a lot because it's really tall. It could be a whole lot smaller. There's no way it needs to be quite that big. And it's a bit of a challenge for holsters. I did manage to modify my Odin holster so it would fit.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's okay. It just took a little bit of trimming with the pocket knife. Nothing serious. It's all good.
You didn't Dremel?
No, I didn't Dremel it. It wasn't that drastic. So, and bad things happen sometimes with Dremels. They get away from you. So, and I didn't even cut myself with my pocket knife. So I'm calling it a win. Now, I'm not so sure how durable this would be if like things get dropped, because there is this lens here that's not really protected. So yeah, I don't see this being something that will be adopted by special forces and other users that actually requires, but for range use, it'll probably be okay. And I'm so confident in it, I bought one of these so that I can.
Yeah, that was familiar.
I can take it off when time comes. I can take it off. So yeah, I picked up a rear sight pusher, front sight pusher pistol thing. So got that through Tenda. Yeah, it just showed up actually today. So at least I'm now in a position I can make adjustments to my pistol sights, not having to rely on a hammer and a punch, because that's never the best way of doing things. So. We'll see.
That sight looks very similar to that FT Bullseye sight that I had reviewed in January or something like that.
Yeah. Now, was the FT Bullseye, were you able to adjust it like for elevation and windage?
Not really.
Yeah. That's the one thing I like about this is it does have windage and elevation adjustment. Now, what's funny though, is in their, in the literature, it's not click adjustable. It's just set screws, so it's infinitely adjustable in between. There's no witness marks or anything, but they say, well, it's infinitely adjustable. We didn't put clicks on it to, limit your ability to adjust it. It's like, that's not how that works, guys. No, but okay. I was actually pretty easily able to zero it for 15, and I personally, I'm getting better accuracy using it than just irons. So it might work for me. It might not. Don't know. Nothing's forever. I can always take it off and just go back to the irons. Or what I would probably do if I do it with this, I'll probably put a set of Dawson competition sights on with a fiber optic front and blacked out rear and go with there. I am also still waiting for this pistol to be sent in for the free upgrade. Trigger. So I will take this sight off before I send it in, because I do not want MD Charlton to be responsible to not break my sight, because I have a feeling they will say, tough, too bad for you. So,
well, they probably have to drop it too to make sure that the trigger upgrade makes
Oh, yeah.
so it doesn't go off accidentally, right?
Oh yeah, and actually this might actually, I hadn't thought about that, but this might actually prevent some of that from happening. But I again don't want the lens to be impacting a hard surface. I think that would make things work not well. So
how much was it?
It's
You
not
want to
cheap.
say?
About two and a half, $250. So, so yeah, not cheap.
Adriel's going.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Hey, it's not for it's an experiment I chose to make. So I'm certainly not going to try and promote people run out and buy it, but
you liked it though, right?
Yes, and the more people hate it, the more I am
like it.
I'm not going to lie. You know, I'm going to bring it to more ranges and just it
can look like
go win a match with it.
Oh well, yeah.
But I was going to say it can look ugly as can be, but if it still works and improves your shooting, so what? Right?
Yeah, possibly.
It means
and if you can win a match with it, then it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
And you'd be like, no, this is match winning hardware here.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, it's going to be kind of fun to play with. And like I said, I bought this as an insurance policy, so I can always take it back off if and when I decide that, I'm not there for it. So, all right, that's pretty much it for gun-related stuff that I've done. I've done other shenanigans, but they're not gun-related. So, and I live to tell the tale, kind of barely. All righty, let's get into upcoming events. Adriel, is there 3-gun matches going on? I know you talked about one that you're going to, but there must be other ones.
Yeah, there's a couple around Alberta here, mostly. There's June 9th there's going to be the Mighty Peace 3-gun. That match will be happening at the North Peace Rod and Gun Club. The Lakeland 3-gun match is the same day, the Saturday. That'll be at the Cold Lake Fish and Game Club. The Prince Albert Pistol and Rifle Club will be running a 3-gun match same day, June 9th. On the Sunday, the NW 3-gun will be running their match at the Smithers Rod and Gun Club in BC. CDTSA will be running a 3-gun match June 10th in Milo. BTSA will be running their Action Shooting League Monday night, June 11th. Chaz will be running the Battle of Alberta 2-day match June 15th to June 17th. Now, if you're registered for that, you're probably registered for the 2-day match, which will be the June 16th and 17th. But if you're the ROs, you'll be on the 15th. Let's see. Mighty Peace will be running a 3-gun match at the Wapiti Shooters Club in Grand Prairie on June 23rd. Also on June 23rd, the 3-gun Outlaw Shoot at the Rock Cut will be happening. So if you're in Ontario, register for that guy. And that's it.
Cool. Kelly.
Yes.
Next on the list is maple syrup, maple.
Yeah, whatever.
Maple something. Maybe seed. Anyway, do you want to talk about maple seed?
Maple seed. There is a couple of events that we still have spots in. So Woodview, the one that's coming up next weekend, there's still 2 spots. So go on to the website and register for that if you're in the Ontario, GTA, Peterborough area. And what else? We still have some spots out east. And we, as I said last week, we're registering or we're putting up events for Alberta soon. So we're just confirming some ranges. That's all we're waiting for.
What's the date for PEI and Woodstock?
Woodstock is the 13th of July. And I think it's the 9th. Yes, it's the 9th of July for PEI. Breadalbane. Should go.
Who should go?
You should.
Yeah, I'm going to drive to PEI.
Come on, you can go to Nova Scotia and visit.
Yeah, because it's basically the same place. Yeah.
It just looks like it on the map. I was looking around New Brunswick and be like, oh, I got to go out to this charity thing here. And it's like, just drive around everywhere there. Just fly.
Oh, come on. It's close enough.
Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. No. I will be interested to know if you're going to be in my neck of the woods in the fall.
We are.
We'll see. Good.
We'll come and see you in the fall.
Okay. I'm busy that weekend, but okay.
Whatever. We weren't going to invite you anyway, so there.
Aw, that's so harsh.
No way.
Hey, actually, while we're talking about Maple Seed stuff, you guys were selling some special patches.
Yes. So
which are entries into a contest to win stuff.
Oh my God, you should work for us. Anyways, we still have a couple of limited edition patches. There's only 150 available. We've sold probably over 2/3 anyways. I think we have probably about 30 of them left. And the patches are sowing the seeds of marksmanship. And it's the inaugural year for Maple Seed. And yes, if you buy a patch for $30, you get entered into a draw. And what you get for the draw is a Chiappa LA-322 rifle. It's one of those lever action breakdowns, takedowns. And it was donated by Ben Click from CR64 and Tier 1 Armory. So just wanted to say thank you to them.
Cool. And if somebody wants to buy those, where can they go?
Thanks, Brian. They can, if they want to buy one of those, they can go on the Project Maple Seed website. So go to mapleseedrifleman.com, go to the store, and once you're into the store, you can click on the link there. It shows the patch. So yeah.
Awesome.
Buy one. We want to sell a lot of them so that we can do the draw.
Yeah, I want people to buy them, and then so that I can win the rifle. So hurry up, people, buy it so that I can win. Because they're not going to do the draw until all the tickets slash patches are sold.
No, and you're right.
Get after it.
Right.
Cool. All right. Now let's see the next item. The 2018 Meaford Long Range Steel Challenge, sponsored by Cadex Defense, taking place on September 7th to 9th. Spots are filling fast. For more information and to register, Google the match or find it on Facebook. That's facebook.com/MLRSC. Go check it out. I think they're still looking for ROs as well. So
yes, they are.
That's good fun. Let's see. Oh, this will be interesting. Ontario Cowboy Mounted Shooting. Beginner Cowboy Mounted Shooting Clinic, June 23rd to 24th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This will include lessons and ammo, some guns, some holsters for use, topics covered, gun desensitization for your horse. I would think that would be really key.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm waiting for my dad to retire, and I want to do this to one of his horses. I want to make a horse that's okay with shooting off of, and I want to go hunting on horseback.
On horseback.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
If this was in Alberta, I would do this course. I don't care about horses, but like going on a horse, you can get so close to deer on a horse. Oh, I'd be all over it.
And your dad has horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And he's retiring soon.
There's something I didn't know about you. I didn't know your dad was a horse guy. Cool. Yeah. All right. So desensitization of your horse, firearm handling. Again, I would think really important. Rules of the sport, required equipment. You need a sound horse. That would make some sense. And you need a saddle and a bridle. Wow, am I ever not qualified to attend this course?
No.
Quad is more your speed. Shooting off of a quad.
I don't know if even that. Restricted firearms license not required to participate. It's $100 non-refundable deposit due at booking. Full payment due 30 days before. Total cost is $400.
Yeah.
And it's limited to 10 participants. So that makes sense because you can't have a whole herd of wannabe cowboys rooting, tooting, and shooting and all that stuff. That wouldn't work.
Riding around with horses and loaded firearms. Like, where's your 180 with a horse and a rifle in a scabbard?
Now, you want to talk about a sport that has some cost to get into. You got to buy a horse. That's
not just a horse.
The cost of the horse is, the cost of the horse is not that much. It's feeding them.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. I think it looks really neat for people who have a passion for horses and a passion for firearms. This seems really, really kind of cool. So, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. So get out. And
I wish there was a course like this in Alberta. I'd take it for sure.
this is almost worth you traveling.
I think there's
nope. Like it's not me. It's not me that's getting the training. It's the horse. I can shoot off any horse. I don't want the horse to like leave.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you need to bring the horse. You probably have to buy some extra seats for the horse on the plane, right?
It's Alberta.
You gotta put a whole bunch of those peanuts in a shipping in the Amazon box. You put the horse in there and a whole bunch of those packing peanuts on top.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, Alberta, they have these. Research it. But yeah, you're not packing a horse in a peanut box.
It might actually be easier might actually be easier to send the instructors to Alberta. Possibly. That might be the other way around it. It's crazy enough to work. I don't know.
You got to round up enough people who want to hunt from horseback.
Could you have a stage and a 3-gun like with a mechanical bull?
Oh God.
Huh. I mean, yeah. You could. Really ramping up the challenge area there. Oh.
That would be really hard to not break the 180 as the bull.
How much does it cost to rent a mechanical bull? $500 a day? You could put this into a bigger stage, into a bigger like match.
This might be something it's worth thinking about hard before you decide to make it part of a stage plan. Anyway.
No, it's worth it. It's going in.
Alrighty.
You can make one.
Yeah. 3-gun just got really real in Adriel's world. It's all good. All right, cool. The next item we've got, I'm going to skip the Ferlacci course because I think it's all sold out and people who know about it know about it. The 8th annual Podcast Network charity shoot, 3-day event, July 5th to 7th. Man, that's getting close. That's like less than a month away.
Yeah.
I should probably get a flight.
You haven't booked a flight yet?
You'd be Canada. Who cares?
You'll be fine. Just put yourself in a box with some packing peanuts. You'll be fine.
Hopefully, I find some people on the way over there that have a car that I can just like jump in and I don't have to set anything up.
Well, when are you flying in? No.
Anyway, these are details that we can talk about off air. All right.
Just thinking
for people who want to attend, pre-registration is not required for the actual charity shoot on the 7th. The charity this year will be the Dalhousie Regional High School Breakfast Program. Day 1 on the 5th will be the Ferlacci Handgun Fundamentals course. There's 15 spots, totally sold out. Day 2 on July 6th will be the Maple Seed shoot. Pre-registration required. Are there still spots or is it all sold out, Kel?
It is sold out.
All right, cool. And on the 7th is the charity shoot, and that cannot be sold out because there is no limit. Registration is at 9 a.m. Cost is $25 for events. You shoot a mini steel challenge. So that's shooting pistol at steel plates, pistol or 22 rifle, or I don't know what else. Pistol caliber carbines, maybe. I don't know. Trevor will have to talk about that. I don't want to tell people what they can shoot his steel targets with and what they can't. Probably not armor piercing rifle ammo. I'm guessing that's a no.
No. Probably.
Let's see. The minimum round count for the steel challenge is 100. Bring 200 rounds. And let's see. Then there'll be a 22 rifle silhouette gallery style shoot and a round of trap. 25 rounds with your shotgun. So with whatever gauge you want to use. And then after that will be kind of a fun shoot. Get to try different people's rifles, handguns, whatever. Bring whatever you want to shoot. Shoot between 100 and 200 in the rifle range, 18 meters in the pistol range at a steel plate rack, dueling tree, all that good stuff. So, and let's see, all events are at the Restigouche Gun Club in Balmoral, New Brunswick. Barbecue provided by Smoke on the Water. Really, really good. Smoked meat, sides, and drinks. An invitation letter will be available on the Restigouche Gun Club's website for you to apply for your authorization to transport as you may require. All right, cool.
Oh, yeah. Should probably do that, eh?
If you want to bring restricted firearms, you might want to get after it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't wait till the last minute.
It's a month away.
Oh, wait.
No. Time.
Well, when we get to the main topic, we'll talk about how you don't really need an ATT right now because anybody can just drive around willy-nilly with whatever they want in their car because there's
Only if
millions
you're a
of legitimate. Well, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's
Just drive around with your pistol sideways. That's no problem.
there. We go.
Hanging out the door, the lowrider car. No, just kidding.
All
No
right.
ITTs
Cool.
required.
Okay, let's get into the news. I'm just going to take this. Let's see here. I'm going to click on this one. What is this one? Adriel, did you throw this in?
Yeah, someone shot themselves again at the cop training facility here in Edmonton. So it happened again. This is the second time in a month or two. We put the original posting up when it happened last time. Just they're doing holster training, and someone ND'd into their leg.
Yeah, that would be. Wow, that's that's disappointing.
It's going to happen. Like if you train enough people whose job it is to like do stuff other than shoot people all the time. I mean, they're going to maybe not be the best at using a gun.
Well, you know what? That is true. Because in spite of what some people think, a police officer's job is not simply to be a gunfighter and be using their gun all the time. They have other things to do. So, yeah, I can sort of see that. Still, too bad. Hopefully, the officer isn't seriously hurt, and we'll go on from there. Now, the next news item, we're going to slip that to the main topic. So we'll just skip on to new gun stuff.
Yay!
Alrighty. So Wolverine is doing archery stuff now? Really?
Yeah, they're like guns, but they're really slow.
I've noticed similarities, and that is one of the big differences. They shoot slower. They're slower to reload. They're slower to aim. It's good fun.
They're slower.
But yeah, slower. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're quieter though. Way quieter.
Oh yeah, they're practically silenced.
No.
Suppressed. Practically suppressed.
Oh, careful. Oh no, don't do. Oh gosh. No, because then the government will say we have to have loudness on our arrows. We'll have to have some kind of whistle on the back of the arrow like a deer whistle, something like that. Yeah.
Can't put those rubber things on it anymore.
Oh yeah, no,
makes it too quiet.
Too quiet. All right. Well, good for Wolverine branching out. WK update today. First new production rifles will be leaving Kodiak for Wolverine on Monday, June 11th. And their FRT got registered and right now with the Canadian government, and it is certified as a non-restricted firearm.
Yeah. So there's some people wondering. I mean, they did their pre-order without their FRT, and they said we're a Canadian manufacturer. Now, normally, if you're going to import something, you have to have your FRT before you import. Being as they were Canadian, they didn't have their FRT. They started manufacturing. They started pre-ordering, and now they've got their FRT. So it's all. If you're wondering about that, that's done. And it sounds like their first few production rifles should be going to Wolverine for testing on the 11th. So. Should be coming in pretty quick here. They put some new photos on their Canadian Gun Nuts thread with like boxes and boxes of like charging handles, bolts, like all the parts you need to assemble these things. So their production is definitely like hitting the fast gear now.
That's a positive. I'm looking forward to this rifle. I'm hoping people really like it.
What about the SLR update?
Yeah, Adriel, you're in for one of these as well, are you not?
No, I'm not in for one of the SLRs. I might. I don't know. So their update just 2 days ago here was they just picked up some anodized samples. So they sent some scrap lowers to a different anodizer to try to get something that was a little bit better quality.
Right.
They sent them out, and they said that they're much better in color and quality. I don't know if you guys have ever seen, like, sometimes when you get anodized aluminum, it'll come back black, and sometimes it'll come back like blue or like reddish or something like that. So getting that anodizer with the appropriate coloring is important, and it looks like they've got that squared away now. So they report that they're moving along 24 hours a day. They're about halfway through all the lowers and should begin early next week prepping them for anodizing. And then the uppers are coming along as well, and they're scheduled to be on their final operations in a week and a half. So that update was just 2 days ago here. So that seems to be moving along quite well as well.
That's good. Dave will be happy.
Yes, Dave will be happy when he finally gets his SLR.
Okay. All right.
But he told us he wasn't bitter, so he must be happy already.
Oh, yeah, he was lying.
He wanted it yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Anyway, welcome to ordering new firearms that aren't built yet in any place. Do American companies get into this pre-order stuff for guns?
Absolutely. And there's tons of these kinds of pre-orders that some of them just get a little bit delayed. Some of them go nowhere. Some of them they like send their product out and it's no good. So I think the things we're seeing right now are like positive indications. It's going to be a little bit late, but the quality is going to be good. That's a good outcome when you're doing a pre-order like this.
Ultimately, yes. I would much rather have a manufacturer delay something than put out crap on time. And then they're like, sending people out to be their beta testers, and we've seen that in the past, and it's almost impossible for a company's reputation to recover.
Yeah. I think we have seen that in the past from some different manufacturers, and it's not a good route to go down.
To be fair, some manufacturers that have initially had that poor reputation for quality, it's been very consistent throughout. They've never actually improved. They've just stayed crap. So it's just, anyway. All right, cool. Cross 10 mags. You want to talk about this, Adriel? This seems to be something up your alley.
They just put an update out. These are the Canadian-made polymer mags. They're made to couple, so they're made to couple up upside down or like side by side and that kind of thing. So they got a couple of unique ways of going together. I think a lot of the 10-round mags that we get out of the States are like they're inexpensive. They're 10-rounder. They're pistol mags. They're not really made to couple or do anything neat with because they're just kind of set up as pistol mags, right? So these are kind of neat in that they're made to configure in a couple of different ways. So they just put an update on CGN. They're still in production. They're still going along. They just had some challenges along the way. So looks like they're still moving forward. What
kind of price do they have on these?
Any price that they put up right now is a guess because they're still not in like full production.
All right, cool. All right, well, whatever. Next item, we have the CZ Shadow 2's optic ready version are coming in. Bullseye Sports has them. They're on pre-order, I should say. The total gun is $1,300 plus taxes, and that comes with 10-round mags. I guess 1, 2, maybe. Not sure.
Usually 3. They'll come with 3.
Okay. $200 deposit required. This gun interests me. Yes. This is a very attractive competition ready pistol, and now with the slide cutout for putting a red dot optic not a mile above the gun, actually down in the slide, kind of more better.
Well, okay. So like guns that run a slide mount red dot like this are good for. There's a category for this. Is it production optics? Production red dot?
Carry optics, I think.
Carry optics. Carry optics is like made for this kind of thing. But like it's still not an open gun. Like an open gun needs to be single action only, with a safety, with a gas pedal, with a red dot that's in a saddle mount, and all this other crazy stuff that's like not the slide mount red dot. That's a lot more inexpensive, but not the ultimate.
This is to me, this is a step up for people who want to get away from the iron sights. Maybe their eyes are getting weak, and they may have eye issues like I've got, where they don't focus well on a front sight through a rear notch, that kind of thing. And it is a technology that helps out a little bit without going the full boat to a full out open gun, which is much more of a capital investment.
Yeah.
And they tend to be more finicky, and it's just a whole different level of commitment.
Well, usually you got to run a comp, and you got to like reload so that it's using the comp, and you got to do all this other crazy stuff. And I would really like to see more divisions in different sports that had production optics or production red dot, production carry optics class, where you could run a pistol that has a red dot on it, and that's it. Like no comp, no extra anything else. It's just a pistol with a red dot on it, and it's just for people who don't want to run iron sights, right?
And I really do believe that much like for long arms, dot sights are going to become the norm and get away from irons altogether. This is going to become the standard. There's just a lot of positives in terms of ability to get on target quickly. I think it's easier to train people up, and that's what's going to really make the difference. If agencies can train people faster to get good hits using a dot, they'll eventually go that route. So, it makes sense. It's getting some use in the military, especially with special forces groups who use night vision. Guess what? You don't see very well with night vision, iron sights in your pistol. So they go to a dot. So that's where the Roland Special kind of design has come up with. You guys have heard of that? That's the Glock 19 with a comp and a dot. So the comp is there to keep the gun really flat so you don't lose that dot when they're shooting with night vision. So it's kind of a cool idea, in my opinion. Who wants to take the next one?
Me. So it's a Smith and well, I was thinking that you were going to take it, but you're going to allow me to take it, really?
Yeah, the Maple Seed Queen. It's all about, because this is the ultimate Maple Seed rifle.
Well, it's not a bad one. This one's the sport, so it's the next one that came out. But anyways, it's the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. It's a sport model with the M lock. It's a 22 rifle. It's on sale right now for $399.99, so $400. And if it's pretty much like it's set up like an AR. So it's, by the way, it's Tenda that has this right now. It's set up like an AR-15, so if you want to go and shoot, but not spend as much money, you can actually get this because it's pretty much the ergonomics and everything is like your AR. And yes, it has the Magpul M-Bus sights or MBUS sights. Is it M-Bus? What is it?
Yeah, it's the iron sights that they've got that are plastic that the Magpul ones does.
So, yeah, and it has a telescoping stock. I actually like their old version. Telescoping, thank you. Stock. We have. I've shot the old version of it, but the new sport. I've got a couple of friends that have bought one, and they love it. So.
Well, I mean, like the idea of running like an AR trainer is kind of neat. It's just that the previous versions were so expensive. So this one, when I saw it at $399, this is a good price, right? Like I haven't seen them at that kind of price before.
No, that's good.
And the other downside is, while they're not actually an AR-15 because you cannot fit the upper on an AR-15, you cannot put an AR upper on the lower. The RCMP and their wisdom has said, no, this is an AR-15 variant and it's restricted.
Yep.
So you can't just go
on there.
Yeah. It's that really is the big detriment. I loved mine. I got rid of it so that I could have money to buy a 1022 that I could actually use at Maple Seed, but that's fine. It's a good platform. I really liked it. So I didn't have any problems with it. So
yes, most people are not having problems with them. It's the older versions that they tend to have a few issues with. The sport version, not. So if you want to buy one. That's the sport version, and it's only $400.
So are the internals different on this one, Kelly, compared to the old one?
Yeah, I think so. But Smith & Wesson hasn't said anything. So.
All right, cool.
But we're still not allowing it on the line. So.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, well, it is. You can do whatever you want. I don't have to agree with you.
I know.
That's fair.
Guess what? We don't.
And I respect our respective positions. That's fine. Okay, I'll take the next one. Girsan. Am I saying that right, Adriel? Girsan?
Girsan?
MC28TX 9mm optic ready drop-in slide kit. So if you have a Girsan 9mm pistol, you can now buy a drop-in slide. It looks like with barrel and spring that is optics ready, set up with the cutout, so you can take the rear sight out and put in various plates for either a Venom optic doctor, a tack vector, or a loophole. So then you can get your optics ready set up going. It says, wow, these are cheap, but I don't see $200 for a slide and Does it come with the barrel too for $200?
I don't know, like, if it
It's got to
does,
be
that's-
just a slide.
Maybe.
It makes no sense. Why would you ship it with a barrel?
Be
Yeah.
nice if it had all the stuff in it.
Yeah, I know. It's got to. I'm thinking it's got to be just a slide and all the plates. But if you happen to have that particular pistol, which I don't know how popular it is up here,
It's not. It's an MMP knockoff, the MC28.
Right.
But they're a lot cheaper than the MMP pistols, so they're very inexpensive. Kind of like competing with the Canucks, I guess, right?
Okay, yeah. Now, I did read a little bit on this. While it's a knockoff of the MMP, there's enough of a difference that you can't take this slide and put it on your MMP.
No.
Bad things can happen, like your slide coming off and impaling your forehead. That would be not good. So don't buy this for your MMP. If you want to go this route, you actually have to have the pistol that it's meant to go on. So anyway, that's a cool little option.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Who wants to take the 3-pack?
Vector Ballistics is selling 3 packs of SKSs for $6.15. So if you're looking for, if you and a couple of buddies want an SKS, that's the cheapest one you're going to find anywhere.
$200 a piece.
Yeah, $200 a piece. Get an SKS.
Yep.
Shoot some stuff at 500 meters with your SKS.
You could. So you could buy 3, keep 1 original, and then you could go and do some Matador Arms coolness with the other 2. I think that's a great idea. People should do that. Maple Ridge Armory is blowing out some of their barrels. They've got some old stock NEA barrels, and their let's see, their match 223 wild barrels are 18.6 inch for $399. That's pretty decent. They got 11.5-inch barrels for $300. All kinds of cool stuff. So that's good. More cheaper barrels coming out for people who are building rifles or SLRs, as it were.
They had a 7.62 by 39 option on there, the barrel and the bolt for, oh man, I thought it was $200 or something like that. So if you wanted to build an upper, that was a 7.62 upper. That's a real easy way and cheap way of doing that. They had a 7.5 and a 14, maybe a 14.5-inch version of that.
I'm just gonna look here if
so cheap.
If the squirrel running my computer can go faster. Yes, 7.5 and 14-inch length. The 7.5 runs a pistol length system. Naturally, 14.5 is on mid length, and yeah, $200 for the barrel and bolt. So 1 in 10 twist. Yeah. Sure, why not? If you're into that, if you're into running commie ammo through your AR-15, why not? Get after it. Have some fun. Alrighty. So, we're going to jump into the main topic, which is political trickery that we've seen this recent week coming up. For those of you who are not in Ontario, like Kelly and I,
center of the world.
Anyway, it is provincial election time. Actually, today is voting day.
Yes, it is.
And we have seen a bunch of nonsense coming out of the not conservative side of the ledger, wherein they're actually accusing the progressive conservative leader of being pro-gun and threatening to change the gun laws to loosen them. I've lived in Canada my entire life. I have yet to see where the premier of a province gets to set national firearms policy. I'm really finding it impressive how far people will go to lie in politics to get their point across and to make the opposing party seem like a monster.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Now,
people don't know. Some people don't know, though.
People don't know the difference, and it's an easy buzzword. We're all monsters, apparently. Guns are monsters anyway.
I was going to say apparently we're thugs, but that's another person. So,
yeah, you know what? We'll have to have a chat about that. So we'll see. I'm hoping that no matter what the political outcome of the election is, I'm really hoping that lies are not what's establishing how people vote. I'm not so naive to believe that everything that gets said about the left side of the ledger is 100% truthful. So I hope people can kind of try and look at things.
Well, what happens
objectively?
That in the last few days or the last weeks of the elections, people will go in and look at anything and bring it up, right? And then they'll try and sway any of the fence sitters. So this was probably a something that was done to try and sway some fence sitters. So so basically people are saying that our candidate, who's the BC candidate, is somebody who is pro-gun, which most PC candidates are.
He may or may not be. It doesn't matter because he's
right.
It's not part of his mandate one way or the other.
No, it's not. Right. So if you do go in and look at it, you won't see anything on politics on guns, right? Yeah,
for sure.
Right.
You shouldn't anyway. Yeah.
No.
And he certainly hasn't threatened or put any posts where he suggests that gun owners should be droned. Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So that's good. Now the other issue we've had this week, C-71 is being is it hearings or committee? Anyway, it's being discussed, I guess, in committee with agencies able to give evidence, much like the CCFR is doing. And we've had an issue with one of the Liberal members of Parliament talking about the need to change the authorization to transport rules to tighten them up so that there's not as many locations available automatically with your firearms license. And his logic is that thugs are being found with firearms in their cars, and they simply give any one of 1 million locations where they could be taking their gun, and the police can do nothing to stop them from continuing to drive around with a gun, theoretically, on their lap, in a cup holder, someplace where it's really readily, seen by the police officer who pulls them over. It's not. That's wrong.
Well, first of all, if somebody is a gangbanger, they're not going to go and request an ATT, right?
Probably not.
Right. So they're going to be carrying a firearm. They're probably going to have it down the front of their pants or driving around a car with it. So
probably won't be double locked. Probably won't be locked in a case and then trigger locked as well.
Yeah, exactly. And how many of the gang members in urban areas have restricted firearms licenses? I would like to know.
None, because
some of them
they all have bans. Sorry, I'm just saying. Well,
some of the girlfriends, so that they can acquire some stuff.
You know what? I never really thought about that. You're right.
But okay, just to reiterate, just in case we happen to have a few listeners who are not familiar with the rules in Canada, right now the authorizations that are automatic on our firearms licenses are to transport a restricted or prohibited firearm to an approved range, to a peace officer, to a gunsmith for repair. You can't take it to a gunsmith without an ATT if you're planning to sell it, to a gun show, and to a border crossing.
Correct.
So those five, a slightly smaller number than the millions that was touted, of rational reasons. How many people are driving around an urban area with a firearm, probably not being transported in accordance with the law, and are getting away with, well, I'm on my way to the gunsmith? Really? You're in downtown urban center where there's no gunsmiths anywhere. How are you pulling this off? It makes no sense.
Right.
This is just gibberish.
And you're not transporting it according to transportation laws, right?
Yeah. So what the proposal is with C-71 is we're going to lose the automatic authorization to transport to a border crossing and to gun shows.
Yes, those are gone.
And gunsmith.
And gunsmith, yeah.
So we can take restricted and prohibited firearms to an approved range or to a law enforcement officer for
Disposal.
for disposal. Yeah, that's
All
a good
the-
point. You're
they
not supposed to
don't-
just take it
I
to a
was gonna
law
say.
enforcement officer for use. You're supposed to take it in for disposal. That's not what they're authorizing you to do.
Although don't show up at the local detachment with your pistol.
I don't think
they don't like that.
I don't think anybody should be turning firearms into the police. I think
I'm-
if they want to get rid of them, they should either donate them to somebody or sell them.
Right.
However, if that is what you want to do, call ahead and arrange for the police officers to come out and get the firearm. They get really upset if you show up with a gun at their counter. They don't like that at all. So I prefer to see that.
Just pull it out of your pants and throw it up on the counter. You want this? You want a piece of this? You want the whole thing?
Yeah, they don't really like it.
Do it at a friend's house. Don't do it at yours. Yeah. It's not a good idea. So again, this is some of the kind of stuff that misinformation that the other side of the other side of the gun argument are using to basically flat out lies to people to convince people who are honestly ignorant of what the laws are that there needs to be a change and it's justified, and it's just not. It's just silly, ridiculous. So,
well, yeah, people who aren't informed, they don't really care to be informed, but they're pretty outraged by some of the stuff, right? So they'll believe it. They believe it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be happy tomorrow when the election's over.
oh my God, if I can stop having politicians call me.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's awful.
Nobody
Did
wants to
both of you
talk to
vote?
me. Yeah, I voted last week. I went early.
I voted today. So
Neat.
I did my civic duty.
I didn't want to.
You didn't choose to vote in a province you don't live in? That's impressive. It's well done.
Took all my restraint.
You know what was impressive though? I had to show ID. I mean, apparently that's a big
Okay.
deal in some locations.
So all of them you're supposed to show ID. So what did you use for ID?
I used my driver's license because I had my
Really?
yeah. no.
Ah,
I know,
You
I just-
suck.
I didn't feel like being that guy. It was in front of my firearms license. It's the first piece of ID that came out. So that's
Mm-hmm. Convenience. Whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
all righty. Cool. We should check and see what's going on with the YouTube feedback. Have you guys
Yeah,
seen anything
They're
very
chatting with each other.
Oh,
they're their
Yes.
own little like microcosm now going
Yeah.
on.
Jonathan Howe just reminded us that you need an ATT to transport between provinces. Which
Yes,
is,
you do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not in one of the automatic
No.
now, yeah, even if you're going to a point of entry, like say if I was going to cross into the States from Quebec, I would have to get a short-term ATT. So, hey, free adult dating. Hey, look at that.
I know, eh?
Channel.
That was
That's
so
legit.
nice of that person to chime in. Yeah.
Mhm.
We'll just let the listeners go check that one out on their own. We're not a dating site. Okay, let's see.
Greg's
Yes.
saying he's going to do Tabor and Chaz in Alberta in August.
Correct.
Or-
Cool.
Yeah.
So we will all be there. And Adriel, you better be at Chaz, by the way. So
I don't know. It's so far. 45-minute drive.
shut up.
I'll go to the one in Dalhousie, but
You're going to go to the
this-
one in New Brunswick, but the one that's in the same area code. You're not going to go to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be fun. Greg and Stacy and I will be in a car for 4 days together driving. No, it'll only be 2 days. We'll just drive through the night. It'll be fun. You want to come, Brian?
Nope.
Justin was saying, Adriel, why train a horse to be fine with gunfire? Train a big deer to be fine with gunfire, and then
Oh.
ride that in, and then you'll get right in with the other deer, and then shoot one. I like that idea.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, this free adult dating person is really posting a lot of stuff. This is impressive. Greg, send me a message about what you're talking about next weekend. I think, yeah, if it's this coming weekend, I cannot do anything. But yeah,
What are you?
be up
Do
to
you
something else.
okay, so it's called send him a message later.
I'm gonna do it this way. He can send me a message later. I'm gonna do it. This is more efficient for me, so I'm gonna go with
It's not
that.
efficient for our listeners.
Oh,
I'm good with that. Okay, all
I never
right.
thought I was here for the listeners. I'm here for me. That's how it is. All right, cool. Oh, Kelly, there was a request about northern Alberta for maple seed. I don't know how
Yes.
far north you guys are going. I don't know what's considered northern Alberta. Is that north of Edmonton, or is it Edmonton considered northern Alberta? Adriel?
Kind of, but the furthest north we're going right now is
northern Alberta.
Yeah, the furthest north that we're doing is going to be Chaz, so Edmonton area. Okay. Right now, anyways.
That'll be a 5-hour drive for like anyone who's in North Alberta, like Grand Prairie or Fort McMurray or something like that. So that's fine.
Right.
If they really want to go do maple seed, they can drive down to Edmonton and do it at Chaz.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. 5 hours. That's not the end of the world. Yeah. Stay over.
We're also looking at Lethbridge as well. So that's being worked on.
Cool.
So if they don't make it to Chaz, they can check out Lethbridge.
All right, cool. Now let's get into the written in listener feedback brought to you by Highlander Tactical. Go to highlandertactical.com to check out the great supply of both inside and outside the waistband holsters today. Use promo code SLAMFIRE at checkout to save 10% off your order.
Do they have any holsters that replace your waistband? Like not inside or outside, but are the waistband themselves?
I thought you just needed a better waist.
You mean like a Kydex belt?
Blowing your mind here. I demand 5% royalty for this idea.
Oh my. Yeah, that's Adriel, Ryan. That wasn't me.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm really looking forward to my new holster from them because it'll fit with this slide with this big sight on it. And I know Ryan will be very excited to see this in one of his holsters. He's a big fan of this particular sight. So yeah.
Now is he awesome. Did you order an inside the waistband, outside the waistband, or waistband holster?
I went with an outside the waistband holster. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, not a waistband holster. Didn't go there. Anyway, listener feedback. Kelly, can you take the first? Yeah. No, I think lead host.
Nope.
Yep. It's all you, Kels. Dive in. This is from Fur Latte. Fur who?
I don't know. Never heard of her.
I don't know who she is. I've never heard of
Lat. Mm-hmm. It's Fur Lat. There's no accent aigu on that E. It's just a Fur Lat.
Anyway, Kelly, go ahead and read, please.
All right. Hello, fellow hosts and listeners. Since I haven't been on in a few weeks and can't be on this week either, I thought I'd write in with an update. I've been busy teaching IPSC Black Badge courses all over New Brunswick since the end of April. It's been a ton of work, but I've had a lot of amazing help from some really dedicated IPSC New Brunswick members. As of last weekend, IPSC New Brunswick has held 8 Black Badge courses so far this year. We even held one at Filthy's Range for the first time. Along with teaching, I've been shooting a lot of matches. I've won a division every time and only missed overall winner once. The Black Badge students were, for the most part, prepared, and only 2 failed to qualify. Listeners are always asking what they have to do to prepare for the Black Badge course. Well, here's some pro tips based on my experience this spring. The first thing you have to do is shoot. Many people find it very hard to get through a 10-hour day on the range. Many IPSC sections break the qualification portion of the program into 2 range sessions. However, many sections do not and have students qualify in one 10-hour day. As a result, you have to be able to spend 10 hours on the range and be as fresh as at the end of the day as you were at the beginning. Many people struggle with the volume and intensity of the class. They They simply lack the stamina required to spend a full day shooting on the range. Many people meet the recommended amount of rounds fired through their pistol prior to the registering for the course, but many have never put 200 to 300 through their pistol in one day. You'll get tired after shooting that much in one day. Your hands, your wrists, your arms will be fatigued after that many rounds, and some people may want to build up that kind may want to build up to that kind of one-day volume before signing up for a black badge. As for the accuracy requirement, you can't keep 9 out of 10 shots on a 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter piece of paper at 20 yards before signing up for the black badge. You need to learn how to do that prior to signing up. If you can't do that, you'll struggle with the accuracy requirements of the program and may be sent home. Of the 2 people I sent home this spring, one would have made it if they had been able to meet the accuracy requirements of the course volume. If they had been able to meet the accuracy requirements and course volume expectancy prior to signing up. They had to put 200 rounds through the gun prior to signing up. They had put only 200 rounds through the gun prior to signing up for the course. Halfway through the first day, they hadn't passed a single drill. By lunch, they were sent home. Finally, you have to remember that although you will be shown techniques that will help you shoot better, the Black Badge certification program is just that, a certification program, not a training class. The purpose of the program is to give shooters 16 hours to prove that they can shoot within the context of IPSC. Many people criticize the course and claim that they already know how to shoot. To them, IPSC says, good, now spend 16 hours proving it to us. On to other news. The 3rd annual Ronnie DeGroot Steel Challenge was a success. 28 people shot the match and good times were had by all. Canadian IPSC production champ and ex-medal squad shooter Alex Burdett showed up and put on a clinic. He shredded the stages and finished with a total time of just over 105 seconds. To put that into context, I won my division with a time of 146 seconds, and the person closest to me was 170 seconds. Alex absolutely crushed us with his amazing time. I've attached a pic of Alex and myself holding Ronnie's shooting jersey that hangs inside our pistol camp at the back of our range. We need to have Alex back on the show soon. I agree. This week, I'm off to the CCFR AGM for the weekend. I'm looking forward to getting back and filling you in on all the news and the exciting things the CCFR is working on for us all. And it says, gang, cheers, gang, the Latte. And I really, really, really wanted to say thank you for making me read that.
You're welcome.
You did great.
You know, it would be more time efficient if... Actually, I don't know. Maybe this is more efficient than Trevor talking about what he did in guns. This was pretty concise for Trevor. I didn't time it, but it would be a record for him talking. So if he would have been talking. Okay. From James. Hello, Adriel.
Why couldn't I have had this one?
Listen to your episode 259 with the T1000 hit indicator. Have you tried the indicator with a rimfire rifle at 75-yard targets? James Adam. Have you messed around with rimfire and stuff with it?
No.
You really need pretty light steel for rimfire to get the reaction compared to what you want for centerfire.
Yeah.
Yep. So that makes sense.
Thanks, James.
Cool. If you would like to email the show, send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com and we'll put it in, even if it's a long tome like Trevor's here. You don't have to write that much, folks. It's okay. iTunes reviews. We have one here from Lane66. It's Canadian. Title, great podcast, 5 stars. Review, new to firearms, just got my pal. Keep me entertained at work. Wow. I'm glad. Wow, your work must be a little boring if this is what entertains you, but okay, cool. Enjoy.
Thank you for listening, is what he's saying.
I do appreciate people.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, in my offhanded, nasty way. Yeah. Shout outs. We're at that point. Have you guys got any shout outs?
I do, but I think Adriel, do you want to go first?
Go ahead, Adriel, you're first.
One to listener Ian for offering his M17S for loan and review, and one to Mark and Lynn, or Mark or Lynn, I'm not quite sure, for offering the link on the Alberta Mounted Shooting Clinic. So as they were listening to the show there live, they just sent over a link to the this mounted shooting clinic. So this is a thing. I just have to go to Camrose. Actually, I think I just need to recommend my dad go to Camrose with one of his horses, and then I'll use the horse that he trained.
Right.
Now, wasn't it like half an hour ago, Adriel was saying, if this course was closer to me, I'd take it. And now there's a course closer to Adriel, and he's saying, I'm going to send someone else to do it for me.
They're his horses.
That's true. But you're his son.
Mm-hmm.
He probably likes you most of the time.
Got to get the horse trailer. He's already got one. He's got the horses. He probably wants to anyways.
It could be a father-son weekend.
Oh, it could be actually.
Awesome.
2 horses. Train 2 horses. Yeah.
You know what? You could
do that.
You could get him a ticket to this for Father's Day.
I just need more time.
Yeah, I know.
Later in the year. I could set it up for later in the year. Right around August actually would be really nice, because then the horse is trained for November, which is hunting season. Boom.
It's all about you.
I'm so proud of him, where he's finally come around to that state of mind where it's all about him. Good for you, Adriel. You've grown as a person. All right, Kelly, you got any shout-outs?
So I do. I have one to Anika. So she's sending out the stuff for the charity shoot, and I just wanted to say thank you very much for all the stuff that she's including in her package. By the way, that's from Matador Arms. And I also wanted to say thank you to the Calgary Shooting Center as well. Jeff Reese, he's arranged for a prize also for sponsorship for the charity shoot. So you guys are awesome.
Did we talk about the Sidewinder from Matador Arms?
No, I was going to circle back to that because I just realized it. So we'll finish the shoutouts and then we'll go back to more new items.
Okay.
Alrighty, cool. I am going to give a shout out to Linda Miller at Milcon. She did me a solid last weekend. I appreciate that very much, Linda. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you understanding my predicament as I was laying in a pool of sweat, trying to not hurl.
So did you see the latest thing about Maple Seed and their?
Yes,
isn't that exciting?
Yeah, Maple Seed is now an affiliate of OSA, or is it Milcon? Anyway,
OSA, which is part
OSA.
of Milcon.
Okay,
right.
So yeah,
you can, if you're a member of Project Maple Seed, you can get a discount, I believe, at if you go on their courses. So that means awesome.
Yes, absolutely. And it's a great follow-up training for Maple Seed stuff. Take those fundamental skills and apply them to slightly beyond fundamental scenarios and get working on that stuff. It's great fun. All right, cool. So yeah, we're going to circle back. Adriel, you don't even have to edit this. This will just be a blooper, but yeah. Matador Arms announced a new product today, which is their Sidewinder. And basically this is a folding stock adapter for any firearms platform that uses an AR buffer tube style for holding the stock on. Now, it doesn't work obviously with an actual AR-15 buffer tube that actually has to have a functioning buffer tube, but with a buffer and all that stuff. But so any platforms like say the WK-180 that utilizes this can now have a ready adapter to put a folding stock on it. Are you going to be all over this, Adriel, for your WK-180?
I will, because this is it's super tight. It's very compact, and it makes the gun fold, and that makes it more handy to haul around on a sling or pack up or anything like that. So definitely. Price is right too.
Definitely.
Yeah, I didn't even see the price. What are they retailing this for?
$150.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe somebody might be able to win one at the charity shoot. Just saying.
It's possible.
Who do I have to beat at Maple Seed to get the side folder? Just Trevor?
Sorry?
Just Trevor? Do I have to beat Trevor to get the side folder?
No, it's at the charity shoot. You're gonna, buy tickets. maybe you might win it.
Oh, I see.
I would think that if only we knew somebody who does YouTube, like high quality YouTube reviews of products.
I know, eh?
And it, like it might be worth Matador's time to send someone one of these as a T&E to kind of,
I don't know. I'd have to find like a sponsored tutor for the company or something like that before I could get into something like that. Probably that would be my in, right?
I could, I mean, Anika's a really cool lady. I could maybe like put in a good word for you, so I can see if that maybe could help. I mean, you're kind of in the same neighborhood, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, Kelly. What was that? I cut you off.
She is a really cool lady.
Yeah, she is.
Great company.
Most awesome. Actually, too, something I forgot about talking about when I was at the range last weekend. I was doing some.
Trevor. Oh, sorry. Sorry, didn't make a job.
I deserve that. That's fine. I was messing around with the doing some positional shooting, kneeling and standing with my match rifle, which I have set up with the Matador Arms flare stack, and I was noticing a fair bit more recoil than I was expecting. Now, I don't know if that's me in my position or if I need to go to a true break. So I'm going to mess around with that a little bit. And if, cause I have some brakes laying around that I can throw on the rifle and try and see if it makes a difference. And if I decide I need a proper full on brake, I will be, talking to Anika about getting one of their hammerheads and, seeing if I can get one of those purchased and sent out to me to run that for the rifle. So I ran the Stinger last year. I've got the Stinger right now on my 14.5-inch rifle. I'd rather just leave it on there for that. Having a turning the brake on and off on my match rifle is really not a thing. I'd just rather have a dedicated brake and leave it on. So we'll play with that. We'll see how that happens. Again, it might even be more my position a little bit. So I'll play around with it. I've got some 55 grain ammo that's good for shooting for recoil. So I may as well use that up in this testing. All right, cool. Patreon supporters. We are now at 94. We have a new Patreonee, Clay G and Dave Williams, 5.56. I used to work with that guy, Dave Williams.
556.
Good for him. That's a good number. Patreon supporters should have received patches in the mail. Did you send out patches to these new guys?
No, because those guys just signed up, and I only do it like once a month or something like that. But everyone else should have patches or patches on the way. And as soon as I figure out the cheapest way to ship T-shirts, I'm going to start shipping those as well.
You know what the cheapest way to ship them is?
One of those Airzuka things, as long as they're within range.
Potato gun.
Yeah. Adriel, you're flying to New Brunswick, right? So you're going to cross most of the country.
Just drop them.
Just drop them as you go.
With a name on them. Please deliver to Bob.
Yeah, just first and last name. Yeah.
No, I'll just drop one off in Toronto. It's like, give this to Ryan. Good to go.
You could. That might not work very well. Anyway. Okay. If you would like to support the show, please go to patreon.com/slamfireradio and donate as much or as little as you like. Every little bit helps. We really appreciate it. Alrighty. We're just about out of there. Please join one or more of our national firearms associations, such as the CCFR or the CSSA or anyone else you think is going to do a good job. Check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. And hey, like us on Facebook. We are currently at 1,903 likes. Cool. and we have our next guest who showed up very timely. Alrighty, folks. Good night. Shoot safe, shoot straight, and shoot often.